Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. If we have Apple phone and the operation manual is that of the Samsung, will we be able to use that? No. The manufacturer who has manufactured that phone, he alone can tell us correctly how to bring out the best out of that instrument, is it not? Common sense. Who manufactured us? See? Therefore, the authority on the basis of which we should lead our life and bring out the best out of us, the only way is Satsang. One should never study the scriptures on one's own. Many intellectuals have this problem. They think that I can study, I have studied Sanskrit up to class 6. Because you can read something, that doesn't mean you know the subject. Every subject has got its own vocabulary. Once I told somebody, hey, get that mouse from my table. I had to do something. So he collected a cage and got the mouse, and now that word mouse, same spelling, same pronunciation, but it has got a different meaning in biology and in computer science. In the same manner, there may be things told, we might have studied Sanskrit, but that doesn't mean we can understand the scriptures. Every subject, every branch of knowledge has got their own vocabulary. How important it is to know. And therefore, our Upanishad very clearly says, Tad Vijnanartham Guru Mehivabhigachet Samit Panihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Therefore, to know the truth, go to the teacher. How to go to the teacher? Samit Panihi. Samit Panihi means you are totally withdrawn, at least during the satsang. During satsang, we are none other than satsangi. Here we should not become mother, father, brother, husband, wife, in-law, outlaw. We should not become them. Only satsangi. How important it is. Otherwise we will misunderstand. Therefore, go to the satsanga. Without satsanga, nothing can be achieved in life. You may do everything. Agre vanni prushte bhano ratro chupuk samarpita jano. doing tapasya, not eating this, not eating that, not eating for days together, months together, years together. That is all possible. But that is nothing to do with your spiritual evolution. What is spiritual evolution? We empty ourselves to such an extent that we are occupied by the divine. If we want to put something in our suitcase, what is the necessity? All the garbage that we have in the suitcase, remove it. Then only we can add something. In the same manner, our mind is full of so much of this world that there is no space for the Lord to enter. See? Therefore, we have to again and again remind ourselves that the most important part of our life is satsanga. You may go to temple, may not go to temple, it is okay. You may give dakshina, you may not give dakshina, okay. You may eat vegetarian, non-vegetarian, okay. But if you do not attend satsanga in your life on a daily basis, then we have destroyed our opportunity of evolution. Now what satsanga does? It gives us clear knowledge. And with that knowledge, when we interact, we are benefited. So on the first day we have seen, what is this world? Now with that understanding, when we interact, then the world will not be a problem. Normally what happens to us? Oh, this world is too bad. The world is too much a problem. Problem is not anywhere. It is in our understanding. See, friends. Therefore, how to deal with the world, we have seen in the first satsanga. Second thing, we have seen yesterday that everything happens only in the mind. And therefore, we have to learn how to mind our mind. Normally, we only complain about the mind. So, out of these three components, world of experience, experience of the world, and now the third one is the experiencer of the world. Now we have to work on that. Who is the experiencer? Man is one. And he becomes son, he becomes husband, he becomes father. Has he become three? He is only one. Can we separate the man from the husband? I was in US and in some retreat or something, one person, local, must be a Britisher, he asked this question. Swamiji, I want to ask you some questions. So, whenever people look at me, they remember questions. Otherwise, they are happy. I must be a questionable personality. But they are then doubtfuls. He said, why among you Indians, the ladies have got a .com on their forehead? Why they have? I said, because it is a clear announcement that you have no chance. She is already booked. She is married. Oh, it is like that? Yes. If it is only a cricket ground, you will not know anything. So to help her and people, therefore they put the .com. But then for the gents, they don't have anything on their forehead. It's not required. Why? From the face itself, you know, he's married. Married gents have got a glow on their face. So, who is miserable? The son is miserable because of the Hitler father. The father is miserable because of the horrible son. And husband is miserable because of Mahakali. Now these three characters who are miserable, where are they? You're all computer experts. They are virtual realities. Virtual realities are useful, see? But they don't exist. These non-existing entities, they are becoming miserable or happy. How simple it is. It's not difficult. One day I was in Kerala in a Gujarati family. So that Amma used to give me tea in the morning at 4 o'clock. She will get up nicely, prepare tea and give me. One day she asked, Swamiji, I give you tea in the morning at 4 o'clock and I also give coffee to my son because he's studying for his 12th standard. Now, I love you and I love him also. So what is the difference between the two? I said, when you love me, you will never become miserable. And when you love your son, you will never be happy. How do you say like that? I said, okay, I withdraw. And as if it was to happen, all the parents have got this funny notion. My son should get married to this. But they are not furnitures. They have got their own choice. See? And he got married to a lady, not to a girl. And in dowry, he got a child also. And then this mother was so frustrated, depressed, rejected. Swamiji, why this happened? I think your curse has come true. See? That love which makes you miserable is attachment. What we call technically asakti. That which asakti, jasakti. Tikti nahi. See friends, therefore we play our role perfectly. But after the role is over, get out. But we carry the burden throughout life. See friend, the more you contemplate on this, then you will understand nobody is responsible for anything that happens in our life. Neither good karma, bad karma. Bhagavan Krishna says in 5th chapter, न कर्तृत्वम न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभु न कर्मफल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. न कर्म, karma is not created by God, it is our creation. No karma phala, God doesn't give karma phala, he has got better things to do. See? Then how it comes? It is coming because of us only. Therefore, today we'll try to understand what is the one or who is the one who is happy or miserable. And once we discover this, that we are lost in the virtual realities, and as a result, the actual reality is secondary. You cannot improve virtual reality. We have to clearly, distinctly understand this. Therefore, let us understand. Be very attentive. If you are looking at my beautiful face, you will see there are two lights. One is a general light, because of which I am fully seen by you. Second is a light reflected on some tight skin. Here you may be seeing, I can see here, spot. So there are two lights. One is common light and second is specific light. See? Now, to make it more clear, if you take a bucket and in that bucket there is water, and the sun is reflected in the bucket. Now from the face you are coming to bucket. Now in that experiment, in the general light of the sun, the bucket and the water are illuminated. We can see them. But from the reflection of the sun in the water, as a reflection, from there another light comes, is it not? Water does not have light. Reflection also doesn't exist. From that non-existing reflection, light is coming out. Think over. So, as much the water is inert, doesn't have light, as much the reflection of the sun is also non-existent, and yet the light is coming. And that light is illuminating anything which comes in its way. If this is clear, come back to yourself. In the bucket of the water, in the bucket of the body, not water, in the bucket of the body is the water of the mind. And in this water, the Chaitanya is expressing as Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness. Now, again compare with this. Body is bucket, mind is the water, and consciousness is reflecting as reflection of consciousness. Technically, we call it a Chidabhas. Now, like from the reflected sun, a light comes out. In the same manner, from the reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa, somebody comes out. It appears real. It is useful. Suppose we have got some place where the sunlight cannot go. So what we will do, we will take a mirror and fix it in such a manner that reflected light can go into that corner. That's it. But does it mean because it is useful, it is real? Exactly the same way. Body is matter, prana is matter, mind is matter. Therefore, not self-illumined. They have no conscious expression. Now, out of these three, body, prana and the mind, it is only in the mind consciousness can express as Chidabhasa or reflection of consciousness. Like if we stand in front of the wall, there won't be reflection. But if we stand in front of the mirror, there will be reflection. So what is the cause? Cause is the instrument, the media in front of which we are standing. In the same manner, consciousness can reflect as Chidabhasa only in the mind, not in the body or in the prana. Now out of these three, body, prana and the mind, all of them are inert. Mind is also inert. But when this mind is enlivened as if by the reflected consciousness, a phenomena is born, and that is called as Mr. I, Mr. Somebody. Make it clear. Spiritual life is like a snap. So, consciousness expressing in the mind is called as enlivened mind. That enlivened mind is Mr. Somebody. See? Man reflected in the mirror of the wife, the reflection is called as husband. So what is the husband? Husband is a um, mixture of three factors: man, wife, and expression of the infinite man through the limitations of the wife, therefore, limited expression. These three things together. In the same manner, who is this somebody who is happy or miserable? He doesn't exist. This non existing entity, how can you treat? We have to ourselves understand this. Nobody can help us. See, friends, there was a girl in Mumbai, it happened. She came to me. She said, Swamiji, you know I am divorced. I said, yes, I know you. You know, there is some function in our house, and my mother told me, you please go out, come after 10 o'clock, because that function is only meant for married girls. Those who don't have husband, they should not come, only married girls. So you go away. Then I argued with her, why should I go away? She said, you don't have a husband, you cannot come for this thing. But he is not dead, he is still there. No, he is not your husband. Then go and ask Swamiji. Swamiji is freely available. So she came. Swamiji, Mummy asked to talk to you. I said, I am not ready to marry you. No, not that way. Now see this question. After divorce, the girl becomes widow or not? Tell me. She is no more married. Her husband is not there. The married lady who doesn't have husband is called as a widow, is it not? So Swamiji, please tell me whether I am widow or not. I said, look here. I have studied all the four Vedas, gone through all the pages. Nowhere this question is sorted out. See, friends. And who was miserable? The wife was miserable. The husband was miserable. And they are non-existing entities. Now multiply this example everywhere. All your relations. See? Therefore, our scriptures tell we are essentially divine, what we call as Mukhyatma, principal self, essential self. We are essentially divine Mukhyatma. Now this Mukhyatma is associated with the conditioning of the body. He is called as illusory self, Mithyatma. See? So, man is Mukhyatma, husband is Mithyatma. Mithya means what? There are three stages. Something is not, but something is not yet it appears. Three things. When something is, you cannot do anything to it. It is. If something is not, you cannot do anything. It is not. When something doesn't exist and yet appears, then we unnecessarily get disturbed. This is how Mukhyatma, identified with the body, become the Mithyatma. After we are identified with the body, then the third generation, see, G3 scam comes up. The G3 scam is what? Thereafter, after body identification, we become mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. And thereafter, we start living our whole life as somebody. Observe this. Thoughts come only to somebody. Thoughts don't come to nobody. Now be very attentive. This one who gets identified with the gross body he becomes a waker. And the one who gets identified with the subtle body or the mind, he becomes the dreamer. So how many principles? Mukhyatma, identified with the gross body, is somebody in this waking world. The same reality, identified with the mind, becomes the dreamer. Now be very attentive. When something good or bad happens in the dream, we enjoy or suffer, and then the dream is over, and when we are awake, what is our attitude towards the dreamer in the dream? Come on, yaar, just a dream. Forget about it. Just a dream. See? One place I read one beautiful joke, so small but full of wisdom. One child got up in the morning and crying. Maybe about class 5 or 4 primary school. So the father asked, "Why are you crying right in the morning? You are just like your mother. Start crying your day." What happened? So the child said, Baba, I had a very bad dream. What dream you had? I failed in the examination. So the father got angry. Even in the dream you cannot pass. How will you pass in actual life? So what is our attitude toward the dream? Dreams appear but they don't exist. But for whom? The one who is awake. During the dream it was real. But when we awake out of the dream, we just discard it. Be very attentive. Now go one step further. If you are the seeker of truth, what we call Paramarthik Jiva. One is Paramatma, second is illusory self, third is the Pratibhasik, the dreamer, and the fourth one is Paramarthik Jiva or the seeker of truth. Be very attentive. For the waker, all the good and bad that happened in the dream as a dreamer is null and void. He won't give much importance to that. Exactly the same way, if you are a sincere seeker of truth, you will not get involved in this world beyond limits. What is the priority in our life? If there is no electricity behind the bulb, there won't be light. If there is no light, nothing is seen. The bulb is there, but without light, nothing can be seen. Electricity is there, but it is not expressing through the filament. Exactly the same way, when we are discarding identification with the body, individual mind merges in the total mind. And when the mind merges in the total mind, individuality or Mr. Somebody disappears. And what remains is nobody. Is it not our experience in the deep sleep? In deep sleep, are we mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife? No. But we are still there. Why? Because our individual I, which was born after body identification, it dissolves in the total mind. And after sleeping for 8 hours, do we ever think or say, come on, yaar, I was sleeping for 8 hours and I am tired? No. Do any job for 8 hours, how tired you become? Why? Because you have discarded the load on your mind. Like suppose I hold this object in my hand. Now this hand or the palm has taken a particular shape. Now, if I put a pen in this and want to write without giving my hold on this object, my original handwriting will be influenced, is it not? You must have done it on the airport, it happened. You don't want to leave your phone somewhere, lest you forget. And then your own signature you doubt whether did I sign or not. Now, if you understand this point, the same thing. When our mind is holding on to this body, all the thoughts will be pertaining to the body. Think. In deep sleep, we drop the body. Then what happens to mind? Mind goes back to its common denominator, the one mind. It is supporting the whole universe. In the waking experience, my waking experience, your waking experience is different. In the dream, my dreams and your dreams are different. But in the deep sleep, we all have a common experience. Because there is nobody. But we are still there. Therefore, what is the real spiritual practice for this I, the experiencer of this world? This now we have to understand. If you are convinced of this, then only we can go ahead. You know, this world is called as prapancha. Pancha means 5. And the dhatu is pachi vistare, expansion. So this world or the prapancha is expansion of 5. 5 great elements. 5 tanmatras, shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha. 5 objects. 5 jnanendriyas. 5 karmendriyas. Pancha prana. Pancha upaprana. Antakaran panchakam. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. This is an expansion of the 5. And therefore, we have got 5 fingers. Now come. You can, every day you can work on it. Our small finger is gross body called as Annamaya Kosha, born out of the modification of the food. The parents eat the food gets modified into the seeds come together, and then a zygote is born. He first starts sucking the blood of the mother. After he comes out, starts sucking the milk, and after that starts sucking the blood again. Annamaya Kosh. Then the second one is the Pranamaya Kosh, the life throb in our being. The third one is Manomaya Kosh, the mind. Mind plus 5 jnanendriyas is called as Manomaya Kosh. Now the question comes, whose body, whose prana, whose mind? Of course, my body, my prana, my mind. So forth. Now, when this I is identified with the mind, if the mind is in a happy mode, I am happy. If the mind is confused, I am confused. If the mind is disturbed, I am disturbed. And when there is no identification with the mind, as in deep sleep, then I am no confused, not disturbed, nor miserable. So what is happening? Our habit of default settings getting identified with the mind. Then through the mind, we get identified with the prana. Prana is the seat for hunger and thirst. So, if there is hunger in the prana, then I am hungry. I am thirsty. Then the same I gets identified with the body through the mind and prana, and then I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am old, I am beautiful, I am awful. See? So where is this I now? This I is with the three. And the fourth one, our divine nature bliss is left alone. This is our personality. Then what is the sadhana? Now look at my palm. Sadhana is remove this I from the three, separate and surrender it to the divine principle, the Anandamaya Kosh. This is not a snuff mudra. This is the meaning. All spiritual practice is this. Maunam Vyakhya Prakatita Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam Varshishthante Vasadrishiganaihi Avrutam Brahmanishthaihi Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmudramananda Rupam Swatma Ramam Muditavadanam Dakshinamurti Mide. See? Chin Mudra. This is called Chin Mudra. Message is given. Complete spiritual practice is told. Only this much. Separate yourself from the mind, separate yourself from the prana, separate yourself from the body. Now, how to do that? Now, one more step. Please understand, this is very important to understand. If we stand in front of the mirror, we will have reflection. If a dog stands in front of the mirror, he will also have reflection. Can we stop reflection happening? We cannot stop. But dog takes the reflection as real and he suffers. We look at our reflection, we don't suffer. Meaning, appearance of reflection in the mirror is not the issue. Issue is, we take that as real or not real. Exactly the same way. Be very attentive. Body identification will happen. You cannot stop it. But the question is, do you take it real? If we take this as real, then the second generation is born. We become mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, in-law, outlaw. And who is suffering? All these guys who don't exist. Now, what is the spiritual practice, therefore? Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. And then, Karnataka. As you are listening to me, listen to the world. Listening to Satsang makes no difference to us. So many have come and gone. Friends, spiritual practice is this understanding. Then we understand nothing to do, nowhere to go. If we have really studied, digested Vedanta, then even a passing thought about our death will ever come in our mind. It cannot. And we all suffer, never because of death, because of the fear of death. Oh, what will happen after I die? Many people have this problem. One old man in Bombay asked me this question. Swamiji, I got this problem all the time. I'm very much afraid these days. If I die, what will happen? I said, to whom? When you are alive, has anything happened? Friends, when we were not in this world, there was nothing lacking. When we leave this world, there will be nothing lacking. World will continue. But ahankara vimudhatma karta ahamiti manyate. But we have that notion, I am doing this, I am doing that, then suffer. ऊपर वाला सो रहा है क्या? See, friends, the more you are established in this, the highest spiritual practices remain in the utter present, wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. If you want to know whole Bhagavad Gita in one sentence, this is the sentence. Where was Arjun on the battlefield? When at the time of the war? What he should have been? A warrior or somebody's grandson, somebody's disciple? Problem is only in this ICICI bank account. Do you know the ICICI bank? IC, identity crisis. Second IC, I am confused. That is what I am. The whole problem starts from there. See? I don't know what will happen after I die. People are waiting. Dekho Maharaj, nobody is essential in this world. With this understanding, we lead our life as required, but one most important thing. We will go through the experiences as an actor goes through the experiences on the stage. He pretends he is happy or he is miserable, but he is not. And this is the topic which our Bhagavad Gita tells in 3 places. What is the difference between wise people and we, the otherwise? Wise people also live in the same world, the same time scale, the same political turmoils, the same accidents. Everything is the same. What is the difference between them and us? This is the only difference. And this is what Arjuna asked in Bhagavad Gita. See? How can we keep our wisdom steady? Steady body is not important. Steady wisdom. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. A man of steady wisdom, how does he live in this world? This is the spiritual practice for all of us. See, these topics come in Bhagavad Gita and every scripture. They talk about the description of the wise man. It is not for evaluating somebody. Lambi dadi hai kya? 70% realize. No. It is not for that purpose. The description of the wise people is for us as the arrow marks. We have to follow that path. When Arjuna asked this question, what is the meaning of meditation for the wise man? Bhagavan says, see, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. Living at zero desire level. How to do that? Jo thari rahe, so mari rahe. I'll tell you one secret. If you want to be happy in life, be a follower. Don't be a leader. This principle has helped me throughout my life. I go to so many places throughout the world. But till the last moment, I don't know. I am sitting there in Shanti Gavan. Swamiji, chalna hai ki nahi? Yes, go. Relax. More than me, she is worried because she is a leader. And I am a follower. Followers are most irresponsible, happy. Leaders are always tense and miserable. Become a leader. See, friends, and when you become a follower, you are living at a zero ego level. The more miserable you are, stronger is the ego. Less miserable you are, weaker is the ego. Bhagwan has no ego, therefore Paramananda. See, if somebody calls us fool, we get angry. Why? How come he also knows? See, friends, life becomes so simple. Don't become anybody, just be. But we become mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, in-laws and all that and suffer. Then what is to be done? Just whatever you are supposed to do it and relax. Keep relax as the most important word in your life. Relax, relax. It is said in Hindi, तबला and और दिमाग हमेशा चढ़ा के नहीं रखते. You know the tabla and दिमाग. It should not be all the time tight. काम है तब टाइट करो फिर ढीला करके रख दो ना. All the time tense, as if the burden of the whole world is on our head. And such people, it happened in Rishikesh. I was standing in front of Ganges, enjoying the beautiful place, evening time, cool breeze, nice lights, people, hassle going here and there. Never enjoying that thing. So there was one child, and he was crying. So I didn't, why should I worry? I just keep him quiet. There were three ladies, Teen Deviya. See, when it is the ladies, the movie is Teen Deviya. When it is the gents, the movie is Three Idiots. See, gender bias. So there were three ladies. And I was standing there. So again, Swamiji, why this child is crying? You can imagine any question comes to us. So I said, who are you? What are you? Swamiji, I am a doctor. Now what do you think why the child is crying? Doctor cannot think health. He may be having abdominal colic. Therefore he must be crying. I say, you know, why did you ask me? Now you tell me, what are you? Swamiji, I am a housewife, I am a mother. I said, you think why the child is crying? He must be hungry. Mothers cannot think except food. They stuff in the food in the child as if it's a tiffin box. They can't think, they can't go beyond that. The third one, I said, Amma, what about you? What are you? Swamiji, I am a social worker. Now, why this child must be crying? Swamiji, in our country, I said, stop. Social worker can make a mountain out of the sesame seeds. Then they ask me, you are asking us, you tell, why the child must be crying? I said, I am a simple person. I am not intelligent like you. I am illiterate. I have not studied anything. So my approach is very simple. Why? Why not ask the child directly? Ah. I said, ask the child, why are you crying? So we ask, Beta, why are you crying? Nothing, time pass. Now tell me, will you tell it is right or wrong? The child is crying, is it not? He is telling, that is the ultimate truth. Exactly the same way. Why God has created the world? Don't ask anybody. Ask Him. See, my friends, you have to be focused on something higher in life. Lower things disappear. If you are earning millions of dollars per day, will you go to the petrol pump to fill in the gas so that the driver doesn't take out 1 liter extra? But those who are cleaning their teeth and swallowing and then thinking, now my stomach is full, such daridri people, can they think about something higher? See, friends, think great. Everything is perfect, wonderful. We are here to serve. May sevaka sacharachara rupa Swami Bhagavanta. Take an attitude of a servant. See? There is a friend of mine, he is also old like me. He has, I think, two daughters. Yes, two daughters. Elder daughter got married to a doctor, but that person also a big problem. So, and the younger daughter is a little bit, different type. She is not of this world. Right from childhood, she is in a trance. She keeps on telling her father and mother, this is to be done, that is to be done, and she knows as if everything. Now she is grown up. Now you can imagine a girl grown up, 16, 18, 20, but she is so much at peace. So my friend, her father asked me, Swamiji, um, I'm worried about her. I said, yes, that is what you can do, else what can you do? Then I said, why don't you leave something to God? Everything, if you do, what will He do? Everything I want to do. Let Him do something. You must have seen, if the children are not kept busy, they trouble us, is it not? Keep him busy. You relax. But I want to do everything, then suffer. See, friends, nothing happens in our life which is wrong. Nothing happens. Everything happens exactly as it is required for our spiritual evolution. So the goal of our life is only one. We must empty ourselves to such an extent that He will fill us. And when Paramatma expresses through a person, he is called as Mahatma. Now, who is expressing through us? Mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. We are samsari. When a spiritual seeker is expressing through us, we are evolving. And the evolution is you are at peace with yourself. If you take two pieces, both of them iron, exactly same shape and size. Imagine there are two pieces of iron, exactly same shape and size. You put them in a container having some iron nails and lift them. One of them carries a bunch of nails along with it, other comes alone. From that, what we'll say, this was a magnet and this is the iron piece. Mahatmas are like magnets. We are like iron piece. Then we have to take that iron piece and rub against that magnet in one direction in a proper manner. Then what will happen? All the hodgepodge inside the iron will get reorganized. Magnetism doesn't come from outside. It remains unmanifest because it was never worked upon them. So all the atoms are self-cancelling. Personalities all the time. Satsanga is rubbing our stupid, dull mind against the divine thoughts. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nishchalatatvam, nishchalatatve jivan mukti. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. What is required is rearrange your thinking pattern. Are we thinking or we are reacting? Are we thinking or we are worrying? This we have to discover. What is thinking and what is worrying? Worrying is a process of thinking by which we get entangled in our own thinking process. And worries are sterile, they don't deliver anything. On the contrary, if you think, then the question comes how to think. This is what we have learned in last 3 days, how to think. The moment you get disturbed, immediately ask a question to yourself, who is disturbed? The moment you pinpoint who is disturbed, the impact of the disturbance will be reduced to less than 80-90%. Then be very attentive. Then we develop a different vision to look at the world. Like when we go to the eye doctor, and we tell, hey, I can't see things properly, and some hazy and all that, So what the doctor does, he puts the glasses and asks us, can you read the first line? No. Second line? No. Okay. Then he increases the font size. Can you read? No. Then still he increases. Can you read? No. How come? I don't know English. The doctor will commit suicide. But sir, you are a minister, therefore. So the doctor is not teaching us English. He is observing to what extent our ability of our eye muscles to focus on what is to be seen. Doctors don't give vision. They help us correct our focal length weakness. Exactly the same way. Scriptures do not tell us anything. Satsanga will not solve your problem. Satsanga will correct your approach to life. Many people have got this funny thing, Bhagwan ka itna kiya, kya mila? Who asked you? Bhagwan asked you or what? Kya mila? You change. And the change can come when iron is rubbed against the magnet. Therefore, you can forget anything. Never, never compromise with your satsang. And today we are so lucky, on YouTube you get hundreds of Mahatmas are talking free. Whichever clicks you, hold on to that, listen. See, slowly, slowly, you will see problems are never solved. Problems are dissolved. How simple it becomes. In this manner, when we are constantly, sincerely exposing ourselves to the satsanga, our thinking process will undergo metamorphosis. And then we will be able to see beyond the obvious. Obvious is what? Oh, this is happening, that is happening. But then, after the due time passes, then you will come to know. Some event in our life which made us miserable, that event is the one which has changed our direction from the worldly pursuit to the otherworldly pursuit. Last thought. If your dream is very good, you are sitting on a motorcycle and one useless girl is sitting behind you and you are in Switzerland, dream, oh, and running and going, मेरे सपनों की रानी कब आएगी तू, and enjoying. That dream will never break. But in that dream, your motorcycle, the dream motorcycle, skids and goes in a deep gorge. Then that dream breaks, is it not? In the same manner, when everything is goody, 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 the waking dream will not break. When something happens unexpected, then we start thinking what life is. Presently, we are indulging, we are not contemplating. And then we go to the temple. And after going to temple, we go on again, same thing. God give me this, God give me that. Once I was in Shirdi, and because the people know me, so I get a quick access. I don't have to stand in a big queue. So there were 2-3 commandos always with me. So when I went, they gave me one coconut and one mala and everything. I did namaskar in maybe maximum 5 seconds, 7 seconds, and walked away. Then one of my friends asked me, Swamiji, you are allowed to stand there for long, and you just touch your head on that paduka and just went away. And we want to stand there more, but they push us out. I said, do you know? Longer the demand, longer is the namaskar. Lesser the demand, shorter is the namaskar. God, 1, 2, 3, and then you get, oh, one forgotten. Ram. Then he asked me, then you don't demand anything, you don't. I said, yes, I have asked and I got it. He said, what did you ask? I said, I'll tell you if you are going to ask that only, nothing else in your life. Yes, I will ask only that. What do you have asked? I said, I have asked, oh Lord, let there be no bitterness towards anything or anybody in the whole world in my mind. And he has blessed me. If a girl is very beautiful, but if there is one leukoderma spot on her face, all her beauty points stand cancel, is it not? We may be doing anything in life. If there is a trace of bitterness, hatred, that mind is not a suitable platform where divine can descend. Mind your mind. Things will happen. And this nobody can do for us. There is no proxy on the spiritual path. We have to live our life. We have to die our death. We have to lead our spiritual life. Nobody can do it for us. You can go and tell your wife, Ani, you know, I don't like this Ayurvedic medicine, it is so bitter, you know, but doctor gave me this. Why don't you take it on my behalf? That dumb will take also. But you will not be cured. We have to work on ourselves. See, friends, give it a try. Discover you are the source of happiness. Don't seek happiness, express happiness in your life. Whenever happiness is expressed, divinity is expressing through you. Whenever misery is expressed, the jiva, the soul, is expressing through you. Decide and follow whatever you like. Yatechasi tatha kuru. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.